Ray and I are here for 4 weeks, and this is just the start of it. At the moment, John and Jill and the kids are here with us. Bev and Liz and Darren and Karen are here. They're camping up at Dundabara, and us and the Mirandis are here, right here on the dunes. And it's a beautiful day. We're going to head off towards Indian Head today and have a look. That little pond there is fresh water, and we fill up our water tanks for washing and washing up in there every morning. And by evening that is gone, and by the next morning there's a fresh lot there. The boys are over there, and they are trying to dig for rockworms. No, I'll say that again. They're trying to catch sandworms. Sandworms can be up to 3 foot long, and John's an expert at catching sandworms. So he's taken Darren and Bevan and Carl, and they're trying to get some worms to have a fish today. And Indian Head is I think it's about 12 miles up there. And it's very windy. I'm having difficulty holding the camera. There's fishermen camped up there. Behind us there's this lovely hill. Fraser Island is total sand. That is not a mountain. It is. It's a mountain of hard sand. It is the largest sand island in the world, and it would have to be the most beautiful. And at the bottom of that, this is our camp. It's the Mirandis' camper, and we've got a tent. It's the beasts, and our tent's tucked away there behind the trees. And at the moment, Gillian and Liz are having a cuppa, which I will join them in a sec. It's just a great spot to have a camp. We've got little yellow flowers. We've even got a backyard garden. They're little paper daisies, wildflowers to Australia. And over here, further, Ray's finishing off cleaning that last night's catch. They got a swag of dart, and I'm sure we're having them for tea tonight. We're taking a picnic lunch up to Indian Head. And Ray and John and Adele have been working there, but it's up to the last bit of the siding, and John and the rest of the fellas have gone to catch some worms, and Ray's finishing. And I've come a full circle. I'm actually standing on a dune between the water and our camp. No.
Well, stay there.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I got the after splash.
Whatever it is. Just keep focused there. You want to have a look at the not with your specs.
Oh,
Oh, fabulous.
Ray, just come the other side of me, and because I haven't got the microphone, I didn't have time to grab that. Come the other side, or somewhere near that,
Oh, it's
and just say what we're looking at.
The other side.
Yeah, I said the other side.
Yeah, we're looking out to sea, and we've just spied this pot of whales, and they're having a good old time. They're not a long way out, but they go down, and well, there we are, a little bit of a spray, But we don't know how many there are, but there are, well, they call them a pod of whales, so there's 3 or 4. There's a tail again. I don't know how we'll pick them up here. A little bit hard in the video, distance-wise. But
A couple went through earlier, and we followed them down the beach.
just the excitement of seeing them and knowing they're heading north. They're definitely heading north, and playing all the way. Just magnificent weather. No wonder they're playing.
Too far out now. But would you like me to drive up and try and get something a bit closer, like get directly in line with them?
Oh,
I don't think it's
no,
going much, said
I don't think so, Jill.
Jill.
Now that we know
Where did
that.
you first see them, Jill?
Here.
Oh, look at that!
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
But the way we saw it before, when it was waving to us, that was fabulous. We waved back, of course. The tail just kept flapping and flapping.
Hmm. Just another magnificent day.
Very hard to consistently hold this steady in the one spot.
Yes. A little bit of a blow then. He'll come up again now.
They seem to be moving out further.
Further, yeah.
They're getting further up the coast.
Give it
Out further.
Yes.
Closer here.
Possibly they're possibly a channel, Jill. No, they.
Yeah, they're way out of there. You can hardly see them above the waves.
Okay. And this is our vantage point.
Back again. Back again. Yep.
We're watching. They've gone out a little bit further. They're too hard to see. We're round past Sandy Cape. We drove as far as we could. We've just had lunch under that tree. Raymond. It's beautiful up here. Girls are going for a walk. Here we go. There they go. There you go, Mark. Yeah,
coming up here now. Didn't what catch you down? What be his name?
Oh, this
the
must be the
two-way.
sign, is it?
We're at the gate now. Okay, loud and clear, got it, mate. Yeah, we're right here.
That was the two-way radio. We're on two-way.
It's incredible that sand below in front of us and the high sand and what does this say here? Sandy
Sandy Cape Light Station.
for inspection.
Oh, it's open for inspection today. You know the where we came over, where Darren got momentarily stuck, Bev.
Yeah.
Would you believe I came over that in third gear?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yes.
You look
all,
like you did it really,
all
really
the
well.
way. And Dad's saying to me, change down, change your gear. And I couldn't because otherwise
Lose momentum.
the vehicle, you know, I wouldn't have been able to steer it properly. Yep, I came right over that in third gear.
What? What is it?
Nose into
It's
the
the
beach.
lighthouse.
Nose into the beach.
Oh, all right.
Into
Darren's doing that.
What?
Oh, that's impressive. We've never been up here before. Even I haven't been up here this far, Bev. I've only been to Sandy Cape.
Sandy Cape Lighthouse.
There being the bushes there in the middle. Just that little bit of scrub. You know, that would be amazing.
Yeah, it's like an oasis in the desert. And it changes every day. This goes. This is one of the bypass roads. We've got to bypass a bunch of rocks. The tide's a bit high. Now the sand is very, very slippery. And coming up this one, Darren didn't make it. She's pretty soft, that sand. Volcanic, that one. There goes Darren. Oh, I think I can. Right, This is our next little excursion. We have another bypass road to get around the next rocks. Here we go. Dead easy. See what the beast can do. Whoop. We had a little bit of an altercation there. Back you go. Give it another try, Ma. Come on, give it some. Give it some. That's why they bloody went back. There's another one coming. He's coming the other way. Oi!
Hey, how are you?
Bloody good. Come on. Sickle him through. Here we go. Rev her up. Come on. All away, beastie! Oi! Oh, there's someone coming the other way. We got to pull aside. That's not real good either. Tell Darren to stop. Come on. Give us some. Go.
Thanks for directing the traffic.
Oh, I love a lift.
Well, sorry, they went down that way.
Now, this is what you call digging the pippies up. Dad's fishing for dart at the moment, or he will be tonight. And that's what they feed on, pippies. And how you find the pippies, see the tracks on the sand? You look along the tracks, and the pippies have a small indentation. You just dig the pippy up, it's about 4 inches below that indentation, and throw it in the bucket. And they're bloody good bait. Pull the guts off, cut her into half. Everybody's doing it. Righto, a bit slow. Righto, if you notice that no one's in that car at the moment. It's just idling along, making the pippy tracks. See those tracks?
What am I doing?
And they just walk behind and look for the pippies. I think they're finished.
Get
What do you
away!
reckon, sweetheart?
Wouldn't trade it for a thing. No. I tell you the people that have to work though.
She's very short-spoken, my sweetheart. But as you can see, we've had a bloody good time. And when we get back to camp, Darren and I will be getting the firewood and starting the fire up. Oh, Darren's doing a 360. We're going over this really funny track. Oh! Holy cow! Wow, that was fun!
Do it again, Darren.
Let's
do
do
it
it again!
Another hair out of place.
Look out! Look out!
Look at the same bump.
What idiots.
Oh, come on!
You're encouraging me to drive badly now.
So, Bevan, are you going to buy a four-wheel drive? Yes,
Put
I
it on.
think
Have you got it
so.
playing?
Yeah.
Get this on record. Bevan will have, and Liz will have four-wheel drive for the next 6 months.
Christmas. I bet Christmas.
Yeah. $2.
$2 scratch it? It's a bet.
And this is our little campsite at Thunderborough. There's a few happy campers around. The blue tent up there is down the Carnes, and ours is right through there.
I reckon I might have to Middle East by the fireplace. I reckon we could have happy hour this afternoon. We're home early enough for it.
It'll be dark in half an hour.
By the time we get the firewood. Don't like going up and we saw that snake. Don't like the firewood in the back.
And if we come...
Well, it's another day, and we've come across the island to Moon Point, and it looks like the last great wilderness. Ray said it was like Bribey, where he goes fishing. Well, it's not exactly, because the beach is very, very much wider. It's big. It's huge. Ray's out there fishing, but I don't think we'll ever pick him up. He's just a dot to my naked eye. So it's unlikely that we're... Oh yeah, there he is. So he's gone out to try and catch a few whiting. And I went through that weedy area and through those little pools there. I was thinking of having a swim, but I got engrossed. The shells there are just beautiful. I found a very handsome red starfish and a very strange yellow starfish that his stars had straight ends. He was square. So he was most unusual. And they're our tracks. We are the only vehicle who has been here today on this tide. We went up and we did a U-E just up there a bit, and we came back. I've just spied some four-wheel drives down there, and they have obviously come from the other direction. How dare they? We came through a beautiful area. We came in at Happy Valley, And the road was, well, it was an inland sand road, pretty horrendous, but nothing worse than I expected. I've probably been on worse and will be again. And as we got close to here, the coastal heath flowers were all flowering. Of course, it's September and it's spring, and they were beautiful. And we came out onto this beach somewhere down there, and we turned left and we continued nearly to Moon Point. Well, actually, I think this whole area is called Moon Point. And across there, way over there in the distance, is Urangan, somewhere over there, and Harvey Bay. And this is the bay that the whales play in. Of course, we don't need that because we saw whales the other day. But it's just so beautiful here. And the beast is handling it well. I brought some sewing to do because Ray's fishing the whole time we're here. But I don't really think I'm going to be doing that. I think I'm going to be browsing along the water's edge and up along the trees because it's all so lovely. Of course you can't pick up the shells. This is a national park. And you can't take home bits of driftwood. It's a national park here. Well, we're into our second week. And we're now here on our own. Everyone else who came with us has gone home. Ray's down there. He's just taking 5 minutes from cleaning fish. Oh, he's cutting a fine figure in his undies. We've fixed our camp up. We've got a white fly over our bedroom part of the tent, and a fly out there. All our cooking is over there. Ray's cleaning fish over there, and our campfire is there. And our beast, if it rains, we're going to drive it straight in there and protect it. And of course, the overall outlook's pretty fine. There it is. It's paradise. I hope we can pick up the waves. They crash all night. I'm standing on the hill behind the camp. We had a visit just a few moments ago from 5 lovely bronze-winged doves, and this morning while we were sitting having our breakfast, out of the door I spied a little colony in a sheoak near us of lovely red and black wrens. So I'll be looking in the book for them when I go home. This is the backdrop, and I'm standing on a similar mound to that. That's the ablutions block, as we call it in caravanning terms. Now I'm just walking down, and all around us on these hills are these lovely little yellow paper daisies. And I was going to film them from the bottom looking up, but I discovered that you can only see the side of their flower because the flower is just straight up to the sun. They don't droop down, heads don't even fall down. They go straight up and look at the sun the whole time. And when they're seed, there's some in there that are really ready to drop their seed. Yeah, there. They just fly off, and off they go to grow in another spot. They're all in these hills here, and oh, they're pretty. And there's another little blue wildflower that is like half a flower. 3 petals and cut like a flower cut in half. That's our backdrop. All sand. Everything on this island is sand. You have to remember that. Sometimes it's difficult. There's only rocks. There's middle rocks and the rocks at the big rock of Indian Head that they say started Fraser Island, but everything else is sand. And somebody's entered our paradise. And that's the little tree where the red and black wrens were playing today, and more little daisies. Well, I've come down the hill and I'm back at the camp, and Ray's doing his daily chore. There he is, through the tree. A bit hard to see, sir. You're through the tree. That's better. Okay, and what he caught last night, this is his catch for last night.
1 hour.
1 hour last night he caught all this.
Before dark.
Oh, well, yes, it was last evening. Don't split hairs. How many did you get?
Oh, probably 30 odd.
This is Eli Creek, and I'm looking straight at where it winds its way around to the sea. It's the biggest creek on Fraser, and a lot of people come here. It's a fast-flowing stream. As a matter of fact, 81,700,000 litres of water go down it every day. And along with the water that comes down, there's often kids riding boogie boards, little kids and big kids. And they've built this boardwalk around it to preserve it, which is great. Preserve the environment, and it can still be used and played in. For one, the second bridge is as far as the boardwalk goes, and we humans are not supposed to go past that. But there's various spots where kids can jump in and come down the water, and it's fast enough. If you've got a boogie board, you can cruise right on out to the water. It's great fun. As I said, it's all a part of the Great Sandy National Park. At intervals along this boardwalk, they've got lovely seating. It's in the sun here, but I'm going to sit a few minutes because right here there's some in the shade. And I'd like to pick up the trickle, but I doubt that will happen. It's very quiet. And the water, all 81,700,000 litres of it, it's awesome, is pure, crystal clear water that, according to to somebody I was talking to the other day, it takes 80 years for the rain to get to one point and another 120 for it to come through the sand. So it's well filtered. This is Upper Eli. I'm standing on the bridge from where the kids launch themselves to go down the creek to the sea. Well, that's Eli. I've been sitting here talking to a lovely lady about travelling around Australia. She and her husband took their kids around. They appear to have 3 or 4, and they took 8 months, and she said it was the most wonderful time. So that's Eli Creek. sit.
Just follow me over here from now on. Just go down and check pippies on the beach.
Going down to check pippies on the beach.
Yeah.
I can't come.
No.
Oh.
Just a...
Yeah, okay. Then we'll have lunch. It's another day and a grey one. Looks like we could be in for a bit of a blow. As a matter of fact, it's been blowing hard here all day. We've redone our kitchen. There's a lot of moisture in those clouds. And the sea's been grey most of the day. It started to fine up. We thought it was actually going to, but Ray's been packing all his wood away into the spare esky, and we've moved the kitchen away from under the tree, and we've located it in our little annex. So I'll be cooking in there tonight. It was just too windy for the gas. Well, it's a few days since I've had this on. We've had a bit of rain and a lot of wind and some couple of days of rotten weather, but today is beautiful. We're having high tides at the moment, so all our fresh water down here is now salt. The tides come in there every night and encroach right over the salt water. Now, we've hit holiday time here, so our deserted, secluded little space is no longer deserted and secluded. I call this strip along here the Strand, because it's full up. Although I must say we've got a nice space between us, that's us. It says the Ditty's Fraser Island Paradise. That's our camp from this angle. And the Strand, as I term it, goes right down a long way. Got a big camp next to us with about 10 guys in it. And a couple of honeymooners, we think, they look like they might be getting ready to go home. And then other tents all the way down. And in the afternoon, we're obviously camped near the Taylor spot, because the cars that come here right to that spot exactly there are unbelievable, cars and people. So I've done a full circle. Well, we're up the top of the island, and I'm running it off the car, so if the noise of the car engine comes across, that's why. We've run out of battery, and of course we've only got one battery, so we've now got the adapter cord plugged into the cigarette lighter, and he's hoping. All along the last probably 5k, Ray's been out walking along looking for pippies and got very few. Okay, so this is Indian Head, and this is the rock upon which Fraser Island was built around, so say the experts. Basalt rock, and it must have attracted the sand, and the sand built up here, they say, from the northern New South Wales area, and so formed Fraser Island. There's not many rocks on it, but Indian Head is the chief one. We've had a lovely drive up, just like a Sunday afternoon drive. We've had it not in four-wheel drive, very easy driving. There's a lot of camping spots up here that are not taken. There's plenty of room up in this area. I know there's not camping allowed everywhere, but there's plenty of room. It does look like an Indian head, Ray, yes. The feathers on the top and a nose down there. Yes, it certainly does. It's aptly named.
Got another week to go on the other side, another week to go before the beach is open again to tailor fishermen. Actually, the tailor should be on their way back now along the beach. Just like the whales are, they've turned for home. We've seen them heading south, seen them this morning heading south. One lot was heading north still, but another lot were definitely on their way home.
Yeah, we reckon the water up here is getting too warm for them. They're heading for the colder water.
It's 27 degrees today.
Yep, 27 degrees. That's a warm day. And I was growling about the breeze this morning, and Ray said by the end of the day you'll be pleased you've got that breeze, and I think he might be right.
Perfect day.
It is beautiful, beautiful day. Well, we made it across. We're now on the other side of Indian Head. It's probably the easiest of the hard detours around a rock. Because I must have got over this one the other day before we got bogged, and therefore I got over it and with full pressure in the tyres. I'm going to hand this over to Ray.
Yeah, this part of the beach at this point of the time, the whole of September, is closed to fishermen. Just as well too, because this beach here, between, okay, that's Indian Head there, right along the beach here, Marg, and in the middle here is what they call Middle Rocks, and over in the far distance is Waddy Point. Now that whole beach up to that area and 400 metres beyond are closed for the whole of September. They'll open up in about another week's time. But it is really a massacre when you see all the people lined up here just catching box loads, esky loads of tailor, and they just come in here to spawn, and they're just so easy to take. So that's a move in the right direction.
And where are we having lunch?
Well, as far as the eye can see there on the sand, well, that's Middle Rock, and we'll just pull up there. And from there, if you want to go to Champagne Pool, that's just over the top of that mountain, and lovely permanent pools.
What have we got up here?
Well, that's the start of a lovely sand blow, and it just blows up and up and up and reaches the timber on the other side there and just keeps piling up, and it's really eye-catching, isn't it?
It is.
It's just sort of blowing up and...
Treading on something there? Or have I reached the limit to my
the
cord?
limit. Well, we could get the vehicle up there, but you wouldn't want to, and it's out of bounds anyhow.
Oh, yeah.
People will be racing up and down their dune buggies and really giving it some. But as it is there now, it's just beautiful, unspoiled. Our beasts would go anywhere. What are you on? Hey, what are you on about?
Well, what I meant was it's sort of closed off.
Isn't that beautiful looking over towards Waddy Point? It's a misty morning, and just that westerly, the southwesterly, the light southwesterly has turned round to the afternoon sea breeze. It's right on midday.
And let's go for lunch.
That's a bloomin' good idea.
Well, there's that sand. Where's the mic, Ray? There's that sand blow over there. Ray wants me to take this sweep of the beach here. That leads back to Indian Head, of which the end is obscured by those cars, and I can't do anything about that because I'm plugged into the car. I can't do anything. There's the beast, so I'm going as far as I can go. Okay, I'm going to watch the whales. It's now evening, Ray's in fishing. He's not down there with the mob. There's kids there playing cricket and people on the beach everywhere. It's a beautiful time of the afternoon because I come and sit out here and watch the colour. The sunset's behind us, behind the sand dune. We don't see the sun setting at all. And the front here, somehow, it reflects it and it goes all pink. There's Ray down there, trying to catch tea. No, we're not depending on it for tea tonight. We've got fish for tea already. There's our little freshwater pond. Ray and I had a lovely surf today and then we cleaned off in the fresh water. Some kids playing footy and there's just kids everywhere. School holidays, of course. And the surf's rolling in. It's about 10 minutes later than the last lot, but my colour's not coming tonight. The sunset mustn't be as good. Ray's just caught a fish. Mind you, it's not too bad though. And in about 10 minutes, the tide's getting up. Less than 10 minutes, here it comes. The salt water will encroach on our lovely freshwater pool and that'll all be one. And so in the morning it'll be all salty and we won't be able to get fresh water there, but by about 3 it'll be fresh again. That's the Fraser Island sand and it's quite amazing. The fires are started and the vehicles are heading for home. The dedicated tailor fisherman seems to have gone and in his place are families, and Dad's having a fish all right, but there's not as many tailor fishermen there as there were. Okay, last little bit. The sun's almost set now. It's somewhere behind there it's setting. On the other hand, it's full moon. And here comes the sea. It's broken through. Well, this is a sign of the times. We're breaking camp. It's Friday. We're going early in the morning. And I'm here at this moment to tape the nest of the poor little swallows. They would build it. They were told it's up in there. As neat as you like on the top of your tent, John. And she's got 5 eggs. I'd like to be able to get onto something. And on, but that doesn't look too secure to me. Sorry, Bob, but your loo seat broke on the way up. But it's done its job all right. All this water. On Monday last, it's Friday today, we had 9 inches of rain and we were totally swamped. We had water at the side and water at the back, and it's not been easy living because it wrecked our loo and we've had to make a few adjustments. A log, and we'll see. Oh, I still can't see in, but I can see the little feathers. I can't see any further. Still can't see the eggs.
You have to get closer, then hop down.
We can't take the tent down, of course, because we're going to sleep in it tonight. Since the rain, that hill has come out with all those straw flowers. It's just lovely. I can't see them in here, of course, but they're there. They're really pretty. I'm on 2 logs. I'm very precarious. We can see 3, but there's 5 there. I'm not looking for any more. The poor little swallow has lost her butt. Well, we're in the beach going home. And I'm going to do a bit of filming today, so it'll be a bit whoopsie-dooey, because that's what the beach is like. And these vehicles are just coming to Fraser all loaded up, but we've seen a lot of people going home. Now this is the normal drive I do every second day to go down to Cathedral for ice and whatever else. We get fuel and milk and bread and that sort of thing. And on the way we pass lots of washaways, so we'll endeavour to film one. The sea's grey today, the sky's grey. It's a good day for being home, for going home. They said it was going to rain last night, but we were lucky and it didn't. It's a lovely wide beach.
Low tide.
Oh yes, well of course, low tide. It's not quite low tide, 8 o'clock, and it's 10 to 8 by my watch. This video is still on daylight saving time. Okay, we're still on the way down to Ely, and these are the cathedrals. The cathedrals run for miles. They start about Happy Valley and they run quite a long way up north. And they're an area of coloured sands. They're protected. You can't deface them, and they range every colour from black to white, and they're really quite amazing. In parts they're clothed with bush oaks and acacias and called the pinnacles. There's a little walkway in, and only short, 20 metres maybe, a bit of luck. And it's really spectacular. It's black right up the top, and it's really white down the bottom. Yellow, ochre, red, every shade in between. Coming up in the distance is the wreck of the Maheno. She was on, they were towing it to Japan for scrap, and she met her ignominious end. She sort of came adrift and stuck there, and that's where she still is. She's a Fraser landmark, the Maheno. low tide, everybody walks around her and photographs her, and she'd have to be the most photographed wreck anywhere. Bit close. She's a hulk. You're not allowed on her. Whoops, that was a dipsy-do.
What are you doing?
Of Eli, but I haven't actually filmed it from this angle. If we can get the wash away, because it's really quite big. Here we are. That's the entrance to Eli, where she pumps out her 81,700,000 gallons daily to the sea. Well, we're getting down towards the end of the island. We can see the mainland over there. That's the Kalula Sands in the distance. Actually, the top end of the island and the bottom end are similar, Ray, aren't they?
Yes.
They lose all the mountainous dune and flatten out. It's been a lovely beach to drive on. Only struck, we passed the vehicle that was a bit slow and finished up in a washway. So that was a deep washaway. That was a bit bumpy. Well, we've reached the barge and so have a lot of others. So we're in a waiting line now. There's one of them's just coming over, and I'll go over the other side of the beast to get the waiting line.
This land was once wild and free. The mountain holds secrets.
And still they come.
See the two barges coming, Mary?
I got them first.
At sunset,
Doesn't take long though. Sand was very soft. The last kilometre or two, very soft.
this land
Here's the mainland. It's in Skip Point.